Right then, pull up a chair, grab a pint, or a cup of tea if you're feeling proper, because today's tale is about a woman who told death to jog on 3 times. Yeah, you heard that right. This is the unbelievable story of Violet Constance Jessop, the unsinkable stewardess who survived the Titanic and its sister ships and still showed up to work on time. Imagine you're just trying to do your job, handing out tea and biscuits on a fancy cruise ship, when, boom, iceberg. Then a few years later, you're back at it on another ship, and boom, mine explosion. Most of us would quit, cry, or sue Neptune himself. But not Violet Jessop. No, this Irish-born, iron-willed woman clocked in for all 3 of the biggest ship disasters of her era like it was just another Tuesday. If maritime disasters were a pub crawl, Violet completed the whole bloody route and walked home in heels. Violet was born in 1887 in Bahia Blanca, Argentina, which already sounds like a soap opera town. Her parents were Irish immigrants, and when her dad kicked the bucket early on, the family packed up and moved to England. Life wasn't all rosy. She got tuberculosis as a kid and was told she'd be dead within months. Spoiler, she said, "Nah, I've got ships to survive." At 16, she took a job as a stewardess on the RMS Orinoco. That's right, she started her maritime career before most people knew how to parallel park a bike. This was the early 1900s, and ships were all the rage. Luxury liners, giant floating palaces, and class divisions so thick you could slice them like a Victoria sponge. In 1912, Violet took a job on the Titanic. Because why not? The ship was unsinkable, they said. Never say that. That's the historical equivalent of what could possibly go wrong. She was serving first-class passengers their cucumber sandwiches when the ship smacked an iceberg like it owed it money. She remembered the chaos, people screaming, lifeboats swinging, crew arguing over orders, and amid it all, Violet was still helping passengers get out. Eventually, a crew member told her to jump into lifeboat 16, and bless her, she did, though she didn't stop helping others even then. She even looked after someone else's baby during the whole nightmare. By the way, get this. Violet didn't like talking about the Titanic much later in life. Not for trauma reasons, mind you, but because everyone kept asking her if Leo DiCaprio was really on board. Okay, maybe not that part, but still. If the Titanic was a floating palace, the HMHS Britannic was her wartime cousin, a hospital ship in the middle of World War I. Violet was now a nurse, because apparently she didn't think her job was stressful enough yet. In 1916, Britannic hit a German mine in the Aegean Sea and went down faster than a pint in a rowdy pub. Violet jumped ship, literally, and cracked her skull against the ship's propeller in the process. She survived again, with a head injury, and a story that would make Poseidon raise a glass. Later, a doctor confirmed the trauma years afterward and asked if she'd ever been in a violent accident. She was like, "Mate, you don't even know." Before all this Titanic Britannic nonsense, Violet had already served aboard the RMS Olympic, the first of the trio. The Olympic once collided with a British warship and came out looking like it had fought a bear. No one died, but it was a taste of the chaos to come. Violet wasn't even rattled. She was basically a walking good luck, bad luck charm. Want a smooth voyage? Don't book Violet. Want to survive a catastrophe? Get her on the payroll. Was she brave or bonkers? Hero or hard worker? Did she just really love free travel? From what we can gather, Violet was a mix of grit, duty, and mind your own business. She never made herself the star of the show. Even her memoirs are more tea and crumpets than trumpet fanfare. But look deeper. Here's a working class woman from a poor family, navigating, literally, the most dangerous job environment of her time. And not just surviving, but serving through it all. That's purpose. That's moral clarity. That's a woman who said, "I'm not done yet." Let's say Violet had become a florist. Would disaster have struck her flower shop? Would the roses have burst into flames? Would a freak gardening accident have taken out half the block? Maybe, or maybe nothing exciting would have happened and we'd never hear of her. And that's the thing. Violet's story only matters because she showed up, even when the odds were sinking faster than a ship named Titanic. Violet Constance Jessop lived through more shipwrecks than most horror movie survivors have plot twists. And through it all, she never played the victim. She was always on duty, always helping, always showing up. She retired quietly, tended her garden, and lived to the ripe age of 83, proving that not even the sea could claim her. She was the kind of woman who could look the ocean in the eye and say, "Try harder. Stay curious, stay sharp, and stay just sober enough to remember it all." This was just a swig of history, and if it wasn't in your textbook, it bloody well should have been. And before you go, do a brother fav and like, share, and subscribe.